Barack Obama has repeatedly threatened that if Congress doesn't give him his way on immigration and bailouts and Obamacare, he'll just do it himself. After all, he's got a pen and a phone. Well, now, aside from the obvious separation of powers issue, all these "I'll do it myself" threats got me to thinking that maybe there is a common underlying and unspoken premise in play here. The premise is that government, civil government, can actually do something to improve the economic vitality of the county or the state or the region or the country or the world. Well, here's the bad news. The premise is a false one. Government, and by government here I mean the civil government, as distinguished from the church or the family or the individual, can't do anything to improve the economy. It can't create jobs, and for the president to continue to talk of such is nonsense. It can't affect the climate, assuming that the climate needs any affecting. And it can't bring about world peace. This should be eminently clear by now. In fact, it should be quite clear to us by now that the government really doesn't do anything well. It blunders and bumbles and pretty much ruins everything it touches. So why do we keep thinking it will do something right? How many government-run catastrophes do we need to learn this lesson? But here's the more important point, the critical legal point from the American constitutional view. Even if it could do any of these things, which it can't do any better than it handled Hurricane Katrina, it doesn't have the authority to do any of them. Let me be clear. For the federal government under the executive direction of Barack Obama to attempt any of the foolish, impossible things he's promising is unlawful. And let me be as clear as possible. The president has shown himself a criminal by attempting to do that which is not authorized in Article 2 of the Constitution of these United States. He's not authorized to spend money from the Treasury for jobs programs, or for banking viability, or for smart growth, or for undeclared wars, or for health care, or education, or for energy regulation. How do I know this? I read the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8 lists 18 areas where spending is authorized, and only if it's for the general welfare. That is, not for the specific benefit of a select few or a certain subsection of the population, such as the elderly, or those with children, or those with a specific disability. Now, who keeps the president from breaking the law when he so brazenly declares that he will do so? Well, Congress and the courts are supposed to do this, but they don't seem to know that they should, or they don't care. In either event, they don't do their sworn duty and stop him. Now, sometimes they posture and preen, but with perhaps a single exception of Congressman Ron Paul of Texas, then they go along with the criminality in one way or another. In fact, they regularly engage in their own law-breaking, oftentimes justifying it by expediency. For example, Harry Reid, Barack Obama, and Nancy Pelosi frequently say that, quote, doing nothing is not an option, unquote. Well, sure it is. In fact, in most cases, doing nothing is the only legal option that the government has. And experience has shown that it works. This is Michael Anthony Peroutka for Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American View.